Coach, our last question for you, and it's one we ask all the guests to close, and it's, what's the best investment that you've made in your career as a coach?
A lot, the best investment I probably would say is time to learn. I think coaches, I'll leave with this. Coaches I made mistakes. If I would have stayed at Kentucky, I'd have more wins today, I believe, than Coach K. So why did I go to the Boston Celtics? Well, I really, really enjoyed professional basketball at this point. But if I would have looked at the team, the roster, and studied it analytically, I would have stayed with the Kentucky Wildcats. So sometimes moving for the sake of moving for the wrong and right reasons is really, really important. Coaches take jobs that they can't win at. We won the championship, and one of my assistants, Kevin Keats, went to North Carolina, Wilmington. I said, "Hey, great move, Kev. You'll be a terrific head coach there." My other assistant, Kareem Richardson, was going to UMKC. I said, "Have you studied UMKC?" And he said, "Yeah, coach, I know I worked as an assistant coach there." I said, "Well, look, here's what I think is a great head coaching job. I took Boston University at age 24. I looked at the league and said, I can recruit at the top of that league. I can recruit at the top of that league. If I'm Gonzaga, I can recruit at the top of the league. But if I'm San Diego, can I recruit to play against those top three?" That's what you got to answer when you take a job. UMKC, I didn't believe you could recruit to the top of the league. At Boston I could. So you got to, when you make an investment, you got to know what you're investing into. And you have to know you're going to get 8 to 12% back on your money. So you know it's a good investment. So for me, at age 65, why did I go to Greece? What was my investment? My investment was I wanted to learn a different brand of basketball. From studying, I found out that EuroLeague basketball, offensively, is the best form of basketball to be played. Defensively, they can't play like we do over here. But offensively, their ball movement, guys like you see Jokic, who I love watching, absolutely love. You got a lot of poor man's Jokic over there. Guys that can pass, move, cut. You talk about ghost screening, there's 5 of them in the span of 5 seconds. So I wanted to go learn a different brand. I came back after 2 years, a much better offensive basketball coach. So my investment was the ability to learn. And I took the New York Knicks assistant job from a head coaching job because I wanted to learn under UB Brown. So when you say what investment, it wasn't a period of time. It wasn't a job. It was the time I would think about learning. How could I learn? Let me go to Greece to learn EuroLeague basketball. Let me go to work on the UB Brown so I can learn what professional basketball is truly like. But the mistakes people make is plentiful when they they try to invest in making money. They try to invest in becoming a head coach, and then they get fired because they didn't look at the fact that they couldn't recruit players. That's what you have to look at more than anything else. Can I recruit players to finish against the top 3? If I can, I've got a good job. It's not about coaching. It's can I recruit players at that level? Because earlier I mentioned to you about the assistant coach I'm looking at. He took a job where he couldn't recruit players at the top 3 level. It wasn't his coaching ability. It was the fact that he couldn't compete. So that's where humility comes in. It always goes back to that word, humility. The great coaches are the humble coaches. If you said to me right now, ask me the question, who are the top coaches in the game? I would immediately hit you with Jay Wright and Tony Bennett. They would be the two. I'm talking pro and college. They would be the 2 best coaches I would name right away. Why? Was it their Final Fours, the champions? No, because they have the qualities that all revolve around humility. I mean, Jay Wright's one of the best dressed guys in the world. He's been to 3 Final Fours in 5 years. Why would he be so humble? Because that's what makes him great. I've known him since he was an assistant coach at Hofstra. He never lost his humility. At 60 years of age, he can step away now. At the height of his career, he feels very comfortable with that. Will he be back? No doubt in my mind, he'll be back. He will come back. He needs a break. The NIL is bothering him right now. He doesn't like it. But Bennett and Jay Wright, regardless of what they do from a basketball, at the core of their existence as a basketball coach is humility. And I say this because I won't make excuses to you guys. That wasn't always my core. I didn't get it until age 55, humility. So once your core is humility, you're always going to grow because you always want to learn, guys. And that's the investment you got to learn. How can I keep learning the game of basketball? And that's, I think, the key to success. When you stop learning, when I stop learning, people say, how much longer do you want to coach? When I stop learning, that's when I take on becoming a professional golfer for real.
Absolutely. Coach, really well said. You've done this for, 4 decades, and you fell in love with the game early on. I'm wondering what it is about basketball and about coaching that's kept you in love with it for so long to want to keep doing it.
I think you're okay. So I'm a bridge builder. I build a bridge for people to cross over with me. So if I can get my coaches to be head coaches, if I can get my players to be successful, I recently had someone just get some comments from all my players, what it was like playing for me. And it brought tears to my eyes. Even the ones that are really, really, it was funny because the ones that I was hardest on and I drove really, they're the ones that said the most incredible things. It's like a great teacher. You don't remember the teacher that just gave you grades and didn't put a lot into it. So I guess I live today at 69 vicariously through my players. I'm at Iona College, a small Catholic school, and I'm not there for fame. I'm not there for money. I'm coaching in a league that I'm not overly fond of, even though St. Peter's went to the Elite Eight and it was awesome. I love the players in the league. I love the coaches in the league. But you live vicariously through the players. Their lives and what they accomplish, even on a simple drill, when you see them accomplish a drill and they get better and they improve and you live vicariously through them. And that's a great feeling to have today. You don't live for yourself to move up the ladder. You live through the players moving up the ladder. And that's why you coach.